This video and all content on this channel is performed by a pest control professional, and it is always recommended to hire a pest control pro in your area to perform any pest control in or outside your home. Pesticides can harm you and your loved ones. Anyone who is performing the information in this video is doing so at their own risk. If you decide to try the info provided in this video, please always check with the local laws in your area and read the labels of any product you use. The label is the law.
Hey everybody, this is Jason with Green Acres Pest Control. How's everybody doing tonight? Is everybody doing good? Has everybody had a good week? Ready for the weekend? Let's fix my camera a little bit. There we go. Hope everybody's doing all right tonight. What are we going to talk about? Bugs? Probably. Probably. That's usually what we talk about here. So, hello, Kenju. Long time no see. Hello, Emma. Thank you very much. Wow, that's really wet. Emma went and got me water. She made a mess all over my cup. Oh, wow, it's really full. I think that's why. I don't have a coaster. I'll sit on this chair and pray it don't collapse. My chair is squeaky. See that? Hey Jason, how would you treat a dirt floor garage infested with fleas? Spray it. Spray it. Pesticide. Alpine. I've done barns for fleas and killed them that way. Dirt floor barn, and that works just fine. Just the same as a concrete floor or tile floor or a hardwood floor or carpeted floor. You just spray it, kill the fleas. Kenju is not one to listen to for advice. Oh my. Oh, WD-40. I thought you meant WD-40 for the fleas. Sorry. Yeah, for the chair, that might work. Or I can just keep it squeaking. Oh, I got friends. I forgot my pets in the car. Can Emma get them for me? Okay, so I got all these pictures now. I want to show you guys the projects we've been working on here around the house. Man, that's a lot of pictures. Holy cow, how many pictures has she taken? Some of these pictures are hideous. But that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I've been using the Raid purple can spray recommended on your Amazon store. Will that work? I use 4 cans for 1-bedroom apartment. It can work. It's not really what I don't recommend aerosols, but if it's the only thing you could get, it's better than nothing at all. Let me see here. I wonder if it's on the iCloud. I want to show these pictures. I think she probably should have sent them a different way. Huh. Let's see. Let's go to iCloud. See if I can bring up my pictures. My wife likes to give me projects to do. Oops. There we go. Oh, there they are. I have them now.
Your car's locked, so I can't sign them.
My keys are, I think they're in my pants pockets in the bathroom upstairs. Do you know what my pets are in? It's a little specimen thing about that big with a yellow lid. It's in one of the cup holders. Okay. So let's see if I can get these pictures, show you guys these pictures. See, the problem is I saved them. Okay. All right. So get that one. And then we'll get that one. And that one. I really should have done this before, but I was so excited about getting on my stream tonight before 10 o'clock. I was like, let me do this. And I know this doesn't really have anything to do with bugs or anything like that, but I want to show you guys what I've been working on. It's been pretty much occupying all of my free time. All of my free time. What is free time anyway? I mean, really. All right. So I think I got them all. Let me look at my downloaded pictures. Okay. There we go. It is a year now, bedbug free. CROSSFIRE did it. Great. So let's share my screen. Let's see. All right. So this is what I've been working on lately. This is where my computer used to be. This is where my office used to be. It's a little nook kind of in here. And so this is step one. There's power, and this is the internet. Internet's right there. We had to have the internet relocated to where my office is now. But anyway, I want to show you guys what I've been working on. It's bookshelves. So let's go to the next one. See if I can bring up my next picture. Okay, there's the next picture. So we've got these little Billy bookshelves from IKEA, and that's our frame corner there. So that's so far, this is what we've been working on. Now, this is some repurposed wood here on the bottom. This stuff, this is repurposed because it used to be part of another shelf. I took it apart. But anyway, we got that. All right, now let's go step two. I'll go to picture number 2. There's me. Look at that. That's great. That's a great face, isn't it? She really knows how to snap a picture. And there's my cup. So you know it's me because my cup's in it. See? There's my cup. Oh, you got them. Thank you. I'll show those in a minute. All right, so there's that picture. And then I'm tired. Always tired. And then we'll go to this one. See how all the shelves are kind of spaced apart like that? And we frame this corner too. We're doing all the framing around it. Okay. And then we got this picture. So now I'm putting the trim up between the bookshelves. And then we go to this one. See, that's the little pieces of trim. And this is trim down here too. We covered up that piece of crap board with something prettier, baseboard, big, wide, thick baseboard. And then you go to, is it that one? No, not that one. This one. And there's my crown at the top. I put crown molding in up there. And we've got the ceiling taped up so we know where our crown's going to lay. So I marked on the ceiling without having to actually draw on the ceiling. And so I've got this piece laid up here. And then this is what I've been doing today. I'll show you this picture. I've been working on putty. See, I've got this all trimmed up here. I've got trim on this corner here. And then we've got trim here. And I'm puttying all the spots, making it look nice. And that's my bookshelf that I've been putting in, working on for my wife. Actually, it's her bookshelf. She wanted me to do it, so I'm building it for her. So when I have free time and I'm not killing bugs, this is what I do for my wife around the house. This is stuff I do. So, and those are my really cool American flag Crocs that everybody talks about and how they like them. But yeah, but that's where my office used to be. This desk, all this that you see here. Let's see if I think I can show you my desk because nobody's in here but me right now. Let's see. See, I got this is my setup. I got the picture of the desk. I got my Murloc cup there. I got the printer station behind me there. And then goes my stuff behind me. See, actually, let's make this big. Let's do this. There we go. All right, so you got that stuff behind me. There's my daughter sits there and laptop. There's my wife's computer there. There's the door, so I can close the door. I got more of a private sitting situation here. So, yeah. So that's my office now. But that little nook right here, that nook used to be where my office was before. And now it's a bookshelf. She's a big reader. We all like to read, but we need some more shelving. This house is a split level, so it doesn't have a lot of space in it for like storage or shelving or anything like that. So anyway, that's what I've been working on. That's what takes up all my time. That's one of the reasons I get tired and I can't live stream some nights is because that's all I've been doing. But right now, all that's left really is wood putty and painting, sanding it. You got to sand it a little bit and then paint it, and then it'll be good to go. We'll be able to use it as a bookshelf. It's almost finished. It's just the finished work is always the longest on those type of projects. Always takes the longest. So let's see here. What do we got? Good evening. Thank you for the live show. I have a question whenever we can ask questions. You can ask questions anytime. Ask a question. Hi, question. What is the best products to use to kill bugs when your house is infested with roaches, fleas, centipedes, and other bugs? I would probably use Alpine WSG. I feel like that would work the best as a general use pesticide. That's what I would use. But yeah, I like Audible, Kenju. I use Audible a lot at work because I can drive and listen. And, driving and reading a book while you drive is frowned upon. People get mad about that. But I want to show you all my friends I got in here. If it'll work, if I can show you. These are my friends. I picked them up the other day. They're all alive. They're all alive. I think. I just got them yesterday. They should be alive. They were alive when I put them in this jar. They're not crawling, though. Let me see. If I open the lid, let's just make sure nothing's up around the lid. All right. Are you guys going to move? Don't tell me you're dead. Sometimes if you breathe on them, they'll wake up. Oh, I think they're dead. I think they're dead. Oh, well. My bed bugs are dead. I was wanting to show them live tonight, and they're dead. I just got them yesterday. Oh, well, poor things. I think I left them in my car, and it got too hot, and they died. Jason, I sprayed CROSSFIRE 2.5 weeks ago. The day after, I got one bite and then nothing for a week. Then the next week, I had 5 tiny bites. Since then, nothing else. Were those babies that died soon after? They might have been adults. They might have been babies either way. But they'll die. I mean, because they come out and they're exposed to CROSSFIRE, they'll die. What is your average yearly revenue? A lot less than I would like it to be. Can we get those likes up? Oh, yes, Brad, I agree. Can we get those likes up? Give me thumbs up. Don't drink and drive. Don't read and drive. Exactly. Don't read and drive. Don't play on your cell phone and drive. You're not supposed to be, attention on anything but driving when you're driving. You are so deadly to them. They die just by being in your presence. You better believe it. Let's see. I've got a question. Where are the bedbug hotspots this year around the country so we can be on guard? Everywhere. Bedbugs are everywhere. Do baby bedbugs have smaller bites? They may have been chiggers. It could have been chiggers. But you can react differently. It just depends. Some people react differently. Some people react one way and then react a different way another time. So you don't always react the same way to a bug bite. Do baby bed bugs? Okay, I already said that. Let's see. If I buy CROSSFIRE, can I buy? I'm gonna have to sit this thing on the floor. I'm not gonna put that water on my desk. Let's see. Can I use CROSSFIRE for bed bugs? Is it safe? Yeah, it's safe. Use it. That's why I tell people to use it. Use it. I am full. I'm really full. My wife made calzones for dinner tonight, and I'm so full. Thursday night live stream is pizza night. And so usually we'll either have pizza or calzones. And I ate like 3.5 calzones. And I really should have just maybe stopped at 2. But man, am I full. I'm really full. I'm really full. But anyway. But yeah, just follow the directions. Okay, so that's one thing I wanted to go over. So in pest control, and I say it all the time on my channel, the label is the law. What does it mean when I say the label is the law? So I have tried to help some people over the last couple weeks on both YouTube and TikTok, because those are the 2 platforms I use the most. I want to go over some things about CROSSFIRE. So let's get up here. Let's go to Cross. All right. So this is CROSSFIRE. All right. Now, when I say the label is the law, I'm not talking about this little sticker on the front of a CROSSFIRE bottle. Okay. Because I had somebody actually ask me about killing bugs and asked, how to kill, I think it was fleas with Alpine. And I'm like, it's on the label, read the label, because they wanted to know how to mix it. And I said, well, you really, really should read the label, because different applications require different measurements. And they're like, well, I didn't see it anywhere on the label. But I want to explain, the label is not this sticker, okay? The label is actually a pull-out instruction sheet that comes with every single pesticide. So if you look here, now this is the sticker, this is the front, this is the label that says, oh, it's CROSSFIRE, okay? But when you pull out the little insert, this is what you run into. It might be folded up, funny, but either way, you get the idea. This is the actual label, not this sticker right here. That's not the label. If you peel the side of this sticker, it will open up and it will give you this label. It'll give you this little instruction sheet. Okay. So really, these are the directions for use. Okay. So if you're wondering how to mix a pesticide When I say follow your label, this is the label. All right. It will tell you how to mix it, how to use it, everything. So if you go down here and you read this little sheet, this will tell you how to mix your pesticide. Now, I had a question that came up like yesterday on my YouTube channel asking how to mix 16 ounces of finished solution. And there's your answer right here. I told her to read the label because you need to read the label. 14.4 fluid ounces of water and 1.6 fluid ounces of CROSSFIRE. And you will get enough that will treat 125 square feet. That is how you mix a 16-ounce bottle of CROSSFIRE. And then you've got 1 quart, half gallon, 1 gallon, and 1.5 gallons. And it tells you exactly how to mix it. So if you ever ask a question on my channel and I say you need to go and read your labels, this is what I mean by read the label. I don't mean read this little sticker right here on the front of the jug. I mean, read this actual instruction sheet. This is what we call in the pest control industry, the label. And the label is the law, meaning you need to mix it according to this label. Because if you make somebody sick because you went and mixed it too strong or you didn't mix it properly, that's your fault. And you could be prosecuted for that if you end up hurting somebody because you didn't follow your label. This is the label. Okay? So, there you go. I also wanted to mention my wife. We were driving the other day, and I welcome anybody in chat to add to this. But she said I should do a video on my channel about plants you should not plant around your house if you want to try to keep bugs away. And I said, well, that won't get any views at all because everybody views my videos, always wants to know about bed bugs and stuff because it's a bed bug channel. Even if I put up a cockroach video or a flea video or something, people don't like it. People want to see the bed bug videos. So that's what I told her. I said, I kind of got to stick to what YouTube wants me to put up here. But I was like, I could talk about it on my live stream. I could talk about it on my live stream. I could tell you guys what you should not plant around your house if you don't want bugs. What you should do with your gardening, because this is a time of year a lot of people set up gardens and stuff like that, like flower beds and things around their house. And they don't realize by planting certain plants around their house, they could end up with bugs like crepe myrtle. Crepe myrtles, they attract ants. You want to keep those away from the house, at least 20, 30 feet away from the house to try to keep ants out of your house. Peonies, ants actually open the bud of a peony. And so if you bring those into your house, like you could plant them outside, but if you snip them and bring them in, you'll end up bringing ants in your house. So those are a couple of things you don't want to plant near your house that will actually attract bugs. Other things you don't want to do around your house is put down mulch beds, and I'm not talking like stone or rubber or something like that. I'm talking about wood mulch. If you put wooden mulch, like chopped up pine bark and stuff like that, that will actually attract termites. It'll attract ants, centipedes, millipedes, cockroaches, spiders. Lots of things live in mulch. Rats, mice, skunks, because you'll get grubs living in the mulch and the skunks will come and dig up the grubs because that's what they eat. So those are things you really do want to keep away from your house. You want to keep mulch away from the house. You want to keep like peonies and out of the house. Don't bring them in the house at all. Let them bloom, let them blossom outside. Look at them, oh, pretty outside, but don't bring them in because you'll bring ants in the house. And also crepe myrtles. You want to keep your crepe myrtles planted away from the house. If you're somebody who has crepe myrtles planted near their house, you should treat your crepe myrtles. It'll kill the ants and it'll keep them from coming in the house. In fact, a lot of my ant customers that have crepe myrtles planted outside, if I treat around the crepe myrtle, the ants stop coming in because they're attracted to the tree and then they get in the house. So I keep having to adjust I'm fidgety. I'm antsy. I have to get up on my haunches. I sit up on my feet. I sit on my knees. And then I want to sit down on my butt. And then I have to adjust my camera. So, what's a good place to find a BG sprayer? The only place I ever get them is online. So, you have to order it. I order my parts. I order my everything online. I have birds, and they were all okay. Yeah, it won't hurt pets. I don't condone treating your pets. Don't treat your pets. Don't spray your pets with pesticide. But as far as CROSSFIRE, Alpine, stuff like that, if you use it in the house, you leave your pets and children and people out of the house. Okay, you treat your whole house, and you leave for a couple hours. Come back. Once it's dry, you're not going to transfer it away from where it needs to be. It's going to stay where you want it. If a dog runs through the house and licks the baseboards or something, after it's dried, it will not come off. They will not be able to consume it. It won't hurt them. And so you don't have to worry about hurting your pets. You don't have to worry about hurting your children. I have customers that have cockatiels, parakeets, ferrets, lizards, all kinds of pets, and I've never poisoned one ever. Not ever. And I've been in pest control since I was a little kid, and I've never poisoned anybody's animals before. And pesticides have changed a lot over the years, and even the more dangerous pesticides we used to use back in the day, I've never poisoned somebody. What's a good place to find a B&G sprayer as sold in stores? Oh yeah, I'd already read that. So if you want to find a B&G, and that's what you want, like the type of equipment that I use, and you're not going to use a plastic sprayer, if you go to YouTube, stores. Oh yeah, I'd already read. So this YouTube right here, this is what you're watching right now. Okay, see, there's a live chat right there. If you scroll down here and you click more underneath my video, it gives you this whole long list of all kinds of links and stuff that I have available. If you click the link right here for Amazon store right here, click that. That will take you to my Amazon store. Okay. If you scroll down there, pesticide sprayers and equipment, click that. Oops. That's not what I wanted. And there's a B&G right there. Now, Amazon's got it for $388. That's expensive. $391 actually. That's expensive. So let's see. I have another link on my page. So I have found a cheaper B&G. If you scroll down, I might not have it on this. I don't think I have it on this video. It isn't on this video. Nope, it's not. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to YouTube. Actually, I'll just share the link in chat, but Green Acres PC. There we go. Now we're on my YouTube channel. While you're here, you should subscribe and join too to get emotes and all kinds of access to videos before everybody else does, and some videos that aren't available to other people. But if you go to videos and go to my latest video on bedbugs right here, about how to treat a U-Haul for bed bugs. Okay, go there. And then scroll down and then click the more on the bottom of this one, just like the other one. And there's a B&G link right there. Now, this is an affiliate link. So I make a commission from this. But it's like $40 cheaper than Amazon. And it's on Do My Own Pest Control. So, see, like normally it's $382. They've got a sale right now for $353. So if you want a B&G, that's kind of used actually. That's the same color and everything. But that is the link. It won't let me do it. Won't let me post it. Let me see. Is it in here? Copy link address. Will that work? Oh, yeah, it won't work. Oh, well. Then just go to that video and find it there. You can find it that way. Let's see. Where's my water? Oh, yeah, I signed in before. Yeah, you can get B&Gs used, and they're still really good. And if you need to buy parts for them, you can. Chicago is one of the top-rated cities for bed bugs. Chicago and D.C. Chicago, D.C. Let's see. Let's look and see. Let's look together. Top-rated cities in the U.S. for bed bug infestations. All right. Chicago, New York, and Philly. That's from Orkin. Let's see. All right, let's see. This is Fox Weather, USA Today. Let's use the New York Post. All right. Man, at the ads. Wow. I need ad block. Let's see. Chicago is number 1. New York is number 2. Let's see. Philly is 3. Cleveland, Ohio is 4. Los Angeles. And Greensboro, North Carolina. Wow. I didn't know that. It's now in the top 20 worst cities. All right, so here's our list. Here's our list right here. Does anybody live near any of these? Chicago, Illinois, number 1. New York, Philly, number 3. Cleveland, Ohio is 4. Los Angeles is 5. Detroit is 6. Washington, D.C. is 7. I remember when D.C. was number 3 on the list. Let's see. Indianapolis is 8. Charlotte, North Carolina is 9. I was just in Charlotte this weekend. Champaign, Illinois, 10. Columbus, Ohio is 11. Cincinnati, Ohio is 12. Ohio, y'all got some bed bugs. Out of the top like 12, 1, 2, what was it? 3? Cleveland? That's 3 already. Ohio got some bed bugs. Atlanta, Georgia is 13. Grand Rapids is 14. Denver, Colorado, then Baltimore. Richmond, Virginia is 17. So we got 2. There's 2 for us. Well, D.C. really isn't in Virginia. Greensboro, North Carolina, St. Louis, Missouri, and Youngstown, Ohio. Another Ohio. Ohio, come on now. Y'all got to get y'all some CROSSFIRE and get rid of your bed bugs. That's 4 cities in Ohio infested with bed bugs out of the top 20 most infested cities in the Union. Wow. So, how many times a year should I check my bed for bed bugs? I mean, if you haven't been anywhere with bed bugs, why would you worry? I don't check my beds for bed bugs. I haven't checked my bed for bed bugs since I treated my house for bed bugs 2.5 years ago. And I get in bed bugs every day. I mean, I did a bed bug job today. Was it today? No, yesterday. Yesterday I did 1, and day before yesterday I did 2 bed bug jobs. So I'm in them all the time. I don't check my beds. I know, isn't that great, D? Y'all number 1. Chicago, Illinois, number 1 for bed bugs. Woohoo! It's like you won a contest. What about Boston? Boston is not on the list. Boston is not on the list for the top United States cities. It used to be one of the big ones, but it's not anymore. I have not heard of any outbreaks in upstate New York. No, I think more like New York City, but not really. Like New York. New York has bed bugs. They're number 2. But, you get so many people. The thing is that the cities that get a lot of traffic, a lot of international airports, a lot of travel. Chicago's a big city. A lot of people go to Chicago. A lot of people go to New York. A lot of people go to Philly. You got people from all over the world go to New York City. And that just makes sense that you've got so much commerce in and out of the city that it would have bedbug problems. DC is number 7. That's another big city that gets a lot of travel. Los Angeles gets a lot of travel. Detroit, these are cities that get a lot of travel, a lot of people. So you're not allowed to have CROSSFIRE mailed to you in New York, but it's not against the law to have it if you do. The thing is that they don't want you. It's restricted to only pest control technicians being able to buy it in New York or use it or whatever. They want to limit how many people could use it. But if you have it and you use it, it's not against the law. What are some telltale signs bed bugs are gone? I can't find any sheds or dead ones. That sounds like, a red stain on the sheet doesn't mean that you have bed bugs. So what happens? A bed bug bites you. It injects an anticoagulant into the bloodstream that causes you to free bleed. When the bed bug falls off, you bleed onto the sheets or the pillowcase or whatever. That's where the red blood comes from. It comes from you. The bed bug stains that are left behind are black, and they look like somebody touched a magic marker to your covers or to your pillowcase or maybe the side of your box spring or your mattress. That's what it looks like when a bed bug poops on your stuff. They don't throw up the blood. They don't, regurgitate anything. They poop it and it's black. So if you've got red dots, it's probably a bloody nose, or, you scratch yourself in your sleep. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've got bed bugs. Is it necessary to spray the kitchen, bathroom if I don't have any bed bugs? If you don't have to. If you don't have many bed bugs, you don't have to do it. I'm pretty thorough. I usually go everywhere. I usually treat in and around every room, at least baseboards in every room. But that's because, I'm being paid to do it. I want to make sure that my customer is well treated. So if they walk into the kitchen to make themselves some breakfast and a bed bug falls off their nightgown or something and it goes to the baseboard, it dies and it doesn't live there. So that's why I do that. Not that they live there, it's that they will drop off of you and they will try to hide there. CROSSFIRE is not legal here in the UK, but I managed to buy some from eBay and Amazon. I have heard that Amazon in Kentucky is having a bed bug problem. Amazon in Texas had a bed bug problem not too long ago too. It happens. The thing is employees get bed bugs at home and then they bring them to work. My wife used to work at the local hospital, and she didn't work in the hospital. She worked in the revenue department of the hospital, and they had bed bugs in there. She saw them on the lunch table. So, it's not out of the ordinary for anyone to really get bed bugs. I just got back from a hotel stay, and I think it had bed bugs. I've left everything in our car in garbage bags. I'm terrified to go in there. Now, all right, how many houses do you think I bring bed bugs home from? And I go in really infested. In fact, the one I did yesterday was pretty infested. It was a pretty infested house with bed bugs in it. I didn't bring anything home with me. The only way you're going to really bring bed bugs home with you is if you are, if you're not careful where you put your luggage and stuff like that when you go into a hotel. It's not as likely to bring them home unless the hotel is really kind of out of control, bad with bed bugs. Is it better to have the CROSSFIRE a little bit too concentrated or a little bit too dilute if you're using half the concentrate? It's 6.5 ounces. Let me think. Hold on a minute. I got to do my calculator. Let me show you how I calculate my mix, okay? Because this is what the label says to do. All right? Open up my calculator. Okay? Let's do this together. How do you mix CROSSFIRE? All right. So you've got 128 ounces in a gallon, right? That's how much 128 ounces is. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's do a drawing with Jason. All right? Because this is the way you do it. All right? We're going to do a drawing with Jason. Okay. So, you've got 128 ounces equals 1 gallon. All right? So, if you have half a gallon, it's going to be, of course, half of 128 ounces. So let's do that together. 128 divided by 2 equals 64, right? Okay, so you've got 64 ounces equals 1/2 gallon. Okay, so now let's do a quart. All right, let's say you want to mix a quart. How much is a quart? All right, we'll divide it in half again. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's right. So that's 32 ounces. All right, 32 ounces equals 1 quart. Quart. All right. So you want to mix that. So no, we can't do metric. I don't do metric. Metric is inferior. I don't do metric. All right. So you've got 124 ounces is 1 gallon, right? So how do you do that? You're going to take away 15 ounces. All right. So 13 ounces. So if you've got 128 ounces, you're going to minus 13. Okay. That's 115 ounces. So 115 ounces water. Let's make this box a little bigger. All right. Plus 13 ounces CROSSFIRE. That is how you do it. It's not 128 ounces of water. It's 115 ounces of water. Okay? That's how you mix your CROSSFIRE. So, how do you do it? This way. All right? Then you take you're going to half 13, which is 6.5. Okay? So then you take your 64 ounces and you minus 6.5 is 57.5 ounces of water plus 6.5 ounces CROSSFIRE. Oh, and the reason that the imperial system is better than metric is because there's 12 numbers on the clock. But anyway, that's what I always tell people. If metric was better, we would have a 10th of an hour instead of a 12th of an hour, or a 12th of a day in hours or whatever. You know, it's divided into 6. It's 6, 12, 6, 12. You know, 24. So anyway, we're going to do 32 ounces. All right. So now we're going to half it again. Okay. So your CROSSFIRE is going to be 6.5. Now, this is where it gets harder to do it. This is where it gets a lot harder to do it. All right. Divided by 2 equals 3.25. So that's 3.25 ounce, which is a lot harder to mix. Okay. So 3.4 ounces CROSSFIRE. Like that. And then you're going to take your 32 ounces and you're going to minus 3.4. I mean, it's 3.24 actually. Wait a minute. 3.25. Sorry. There we go. Equals 28.75 ounces water. So this is how you would mix your CROSSFIRE. You see? This is how you do it. If you want to mix less or you want to mix more or whatever, all right? If you're wanting to mix a half a gallon, this is your recipe. Okay? That's your recipe for a half a gallon. This is your recipe for a quart, a quarter of a gallon, 1 quart. That's your recipe. Okay? So this is how you do it. This is the only way to do it. The problem is that CROSSFIRE comes in a 13-ounce bottle. That's an issue. Because if you look at this bottle right here, all right, that is exactly 13 ounces. That's a horrible picture, but that's exactly 13 ounces. That mixes 1 complete gallon. So the issue is that there's no easy way to measure out half of this bottle. You can't pour it and say, okay, that looks about half. No, you need 6.5 ounces. That is how you mix a half a gallon. You've got to have an exact 6.5 ounces, or you're not going to be mixing it correctly. You're either going to overmix it or undermix it, and it's not going to work the way you want it to. So you need to figure out how to get 6.5 ounces, liquid ounces of CROSSFIRE out of this bottle. Now, the one that I use looks like this. Let me show you this picture. Now, this is a gallon. You don't need this much. You don't need this much. But this is what I use. So let's see if I can make it not too ugly. So the way this bottle is, now it doesn't show you in this picture because this picture is not very good, but this line here is 3.25 ounces. This line here is 6.5 ounces. This line here is 13 ounces. So you can mix however you want based on this equation right here that I've given you. This is already lined up, graduated for you exactly the way you need it to be. And that is what I use to mix mine. So if I go do a one job where maybe it's like 2 bedrooms or less, and it's not that much, I'm not going to need that much, I only mix a quarter gallon. I don't mix a half a gallon. I don't mix a whole gallon. I mix a quart. And then if I need to mix more, well, then I mix more. But a quart is usually all you need for a 1-bedroom apartment. Like I did a 1-bedroom apartment 2 days ago. I used a quart and I had a little bit left over. Not much, but I used pretty much the whole thing. That's how you mix it. That's how you do it. That's how it's done. So, but you don't mix 13 ounces with 1 gallon of water. You have to minus out. So how do you do that? What is the easiest way to do that? Well, let me show you. All right, gallon, jug. What you do is you get a gallon jug. Let's say it's this gallon jug right here. Let me copy this image and let me post this one. All right. So this is going to be our gallon jug we're going to use right here. This is what we're going to mix our CROSSFIRE in. All right. How do we do that? Everybody knows what this type of jug is. Now, I'm not recommending to use food, stuff that holds food, but this is a gallon. All right. What you do is you fill it half full with water. All right. Half full of water. Make this bigger. All right. There we go. Half full of water. Then pour in your 13 ounces of CROSSFIRE. Put the lid on and shake it up real good. Okay. Then fill it up to your gallon mark with the remaining water. And then shake it up. It's that easy. Now you have 1 gallon with CROSSFIRE inside it. Okay, 128 ounces. Finished solution. All shook up, ready to go. Pour it in your tank, pour it in your sprayer, and get to killing bed bugs. That's what I do. Actually, I mix it in a tank usually, the B&G. But you can mix it in a jug, and it's easier to kind of shake it up real good. It's easier than trying to shake it up in a sprayer, especially a gallon sprayer. But how are you able to treat an entire house with less than a gallon of CROSSFIRE? Because because you shouldn't use a whole gallon. It doesn't take a whole gallon. That's how. The problem, if you're using a gallon of CROSSFIRE in your house to treat your whole house, you're using it wrong. You are using too much chemical. You are spraying like you think you know better than me, and you're wrong. You spray the cracks and crevices. You treat the mattress, box spring, headboard, footboard, bed rails. That's pretty much it. Your sofas and your couches and stuff. You treat all that. That's it. You don't treat the carpet. Don't treat the wall. Don't treat the ceiling. Don't. You're not doing it right if you are. Never overmix. You never overmix. You're wrong. Better to overmix or undermix. You never overmix. If you overmix, you're likely to make yourself sick. It's only labeled to be safely used the way they say to use it. If you use it stronger than what they tell you to use it, you can make yourself sick. I just bought CROSSFIRE and Shockwave. Is it okay to treat CROSSFIRE for bed bugs and Shockwave for roaches at the same time? No, just use CROSSFIRE first. More than likely, all your roaches will die. Because I'll tell you a secret. CROSSFIRE kills roaches. CROSSFIRE kills roaches really, really, really good. So, but you're not supposed to use it for roaches. Supposed to use it for bed bugs, but it'll kill the hell out of some roaches. Okay, a gallon treats 1,000 square feet. Correct. Are you treating 1,000 square feet? Are you treating square feet, or are you treating linear feet? Because if you're treating linear feet, you're not treating square feet. Because you're not going to treat square feet. You're going to treat linear feet. You're not treating square feet. You don't treat square feet. Remember when I told you to read the label? Let's read the label. Okay? Let's read the label. Because it's square feet, not linear feet, is what they're giving you the label for, but that's not what you treat, because that's not what you treat. I'll show you. All right. This is the label. This is what we just went over. All right. We just went over this. Directions for use. Okay. Let's see here. All right. The product is to be applied. Let's see. Spray bed bugs and eggs directly whenever possible. Apply as a pin, stream, coarse spray, or low pressure spray for crack and crevice. Okay, crack and crevice, which is not area. It's linear, not square footage, linear footage. Okay, crack and crevice is the linear footage. Basically, your baseboards, your crown molding, those are the places you treat. Okay, the linear foot. All right. Carpet perimeter, not the area, the perimeter, the linear footage, okay? And direct spray applications in and around non-food areas where bed bugs and their eggs. Okay, so, and then they want you to treat bed frames, headboards, footboards, wall hangings, furnitures, doors, and window frames. Still linear footage, all right? Not square footage. Now, it does tell you when you go down here to the mixing that 1 gallon of finished solution is for 1,000 square feet, because that's how pesticides are measured. Pesticides are measured based on how much square footage they will cover, but it doesn't mean you're using it on every square inch of your house. That's not the way you're supposed to apply it. It's the way that pesticides are labeled. All pesticides are labeled per square foot because it's based in a gallon. 1 gallon covers 1,000 square feet. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's the area it can cover. But it's not going to cover that area because you're not going to blanket spray everything. You don't do that. You don't cover every inch of everything. You just spray the cracks, crevices, headboard, footboard, bed rails, mattress, box spring, sofas, lazy boy recliners, sofa beds, Now, the more beds you have, the more chemical you're going to use. But you're not going to use a gallon. I've done a 7-bedroom house before and used less than a gallon. I've never used an entire gallon of CROSSFIRE on one bed bug job. Not ever. As long as I've been using it, 6 years, I've never used an entire gallon in a house. Never. Yeah, you spray where they are and where they hide. That's correct. And you spray places they're going to be attracted to, like your mattress or your box spring, because you're going to lay there, you're going to sleep there, and they're going to come out to bite you. So you spray those areas. Treat your car. If you're using CROSSFIRE, treat your car. Treat around the running boards. Treat down where the seat belts go into your chairs, where your seats kind of clamshell together, like that. Treat those areas, and that's all. It doesn't take much to treat a car. You'll use hardly anything to treat a car. Uncertified applicators should be thrown in prison for violating the federal law. It's not a federal law. Okay. So the label is the law is a catchphrase that people use in pest control. Okay. It doesn't literally mean that the label is the law. All right. Let me show you. This label is directions on how to use this specific product. Let's say I used this product and I'm not licensed. Okay, let's say I am licensed, but let's pretend I'm not. Let's pretend I'm an unlicensed applicator. And I take this pesticide right here. And it says here that this product is not to be used on humans or animals. It says remove pets, birds, cover fish aquariums. Okay, cover fish aquariums before spraying. Let's say I took this and put it in somebody's koi pond and poisoned all their fish. Well, that's a direct disobedience to this label. All right. Now, I might not get in trouble, but if the neighbor decides to take me to court and he says, well, no, what he did was he took a pesticide and he sprayed it in my koi pond and killed all my fish. The judge will look at this label and he'll say, well, it says right there that you're not supposed to use it that way. So yes, you're liable. You need to pay for his fish. So that's where they mean the label is the law. It means if you're not following the directions of use, which is clearly stated on this label, what to do and what not to do, and then you end up making somebody sick or killing somebody's pet or killing somebody's child, you're liable. That's what they mean by the label is the law. It means you need to follow the label if you want to keep yourself safe. Now, if you're doing everything exactly the way you're supposed to and the pesticide makes somebody sick, well, then it falls on the manufacturer of the pesticide because they didn't include something on that label to tell you weren't supposed to apply it in a certain way. Like if they had taken that whole part out about fish and birds and pets and you went and used it on a pet and made a pet sick, because you didn't know any better, well, then they are liable. And then you can sue them for the fact that their label didn't say that it was poisonous to your pets. So that's what it means by the label is the law. It doesn't literally mean that the label is gonna, that it is federal law, because it's not. What it means is that if you get in trouble because you disobeyed the label, well, you should have obeyed the label, because then it can be used against you. Because you didn't follow directions. You just have to follow directions. Like, Don't iron clothes that you're wearing. That's actually a warning label that is on an iron, because there's somebody out there that was dumb enough to try to iron their clothes on their body. Well, it wasn't on the label, so they sued the manufacturer, and the manufacturer put it on the label. Now, if you iron clothes on your body before you take your clothes off, well, then you can't sue them and say, well, it wasn't on the label, because it is. You are a gamer. You think so? I might be. Might be a little bit of a gamer. I might play some games every now and then. My whole family's full of gamers. We're all gamers here. My kids play games. I play games. Everybody here plays games. I play Minecraft, World of Warcraft, played up. Lots of games. Play my Switch. I got a DS. I got a PlayStation 5. I got an Xbox. I'm a gamer. I have been a gamer my whole life. I've treated my car with the foaming bedbug raid where you mentioned and was successful. Great. Definitely treat your car. Let's see. Aerosol. Sorry, I'm just reading. What IGR is good to put in Alpine WSG for roaches? Nygaard, Precor. Somebody said Precor is really good. I'm going to try that. I haven't tried it yet, but Nygaard is what I've used before. I'll show you. It's flipping expensive. It's really expensive, but that's pretty good stuff. This is usually the one I buy. The small one. I don't use a lot of it. I don't use it all the time. Just sometimes. But yeah, it's really good. Nygaard's really good. So that's what I recommend anyway for cockroaches. But you can also get Vendetta. Nitro. This has Nygaard in it. I think it does. Does it? Oh, that one doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, see, contains Nygaard IGR. Right there. I love this stuff. This stuff's amazing. Works really good with Alpine. So I use Alpine to spray. What you want to do, though, is if you use bait for cockroaches, you want to keep it away from places you spray. You don't want to accidentally overspray on your gel bait because it'll ruin it and the roaches won't eat it. Because roaches have to eat this to die. But they don't. They just have to crawl through Alpine, and Alpine will kill them. Do you use the concentrate, or have you used? I'd never use aerosol. I never ever use aerosols. I always mix myself. I never use aerosol. Aerosol. The only way that I use aerosol is if I'm using like a flushing agent to try to chase cockroaches out of a wall or something like that. Otherwise, I don't use aerosols for anything at all. I don't use them for fleas. I don't use them for cockroaches. I don't use them at all. I don't like them. They're inferior. It's better to mix your own spray yourself. And it's cheaper. It's cheaper and it's better. So. Bed bugs were non-existent in America for decades before the EPA. Oh no, that's not true. That's not true. So let me address a myth in pest control about DDT. So a lot of people believe that DDT, if we still had DDT, we would not have bed bugs. That's not true. Actually, bed bugs had developed a resistance to DDT before they outlawed it. The DDT stopped killing bed bugs before 1976. 1976 is when they outlawed DDT. What the chemical industry did was they started to produce perethrins, and perethrins were the pesticides that replaced DDT. Perethroids, not perethrins specifically, perethroids, which are synthetic. So a perethrin occurs naturally in chrysanthemums, marigolds, and other flowers. A synthetic pyrethroid is a molecule that mimics a perethrin, that is man-made, that will last longer than a perethrin, that kill bedbugs. And that's what we've used up until maybe 10 years ago. Perethroids worked really well at eliminating bedbugs. They replaced DDT when they outlawed DDT. They outlawed DDT for other reasons, but bedbugs had already developed resistance to DDT by the time it was outlawed. But I mean, it did kill bedbugs for a time, but it stopped killing them before 76. 76 is when they outlawed DDT. We also had things like organophosphates, which diazinon, durazban, malathion. Organophosphates were used to kill bedbugs after DDT as well, which also worked. But they stopped working too. Organophosphates stopped working. Synthetic perethroids stopped working. Now we're using neonicotinoids. When neonicotinoids stopped working, which is like CROSSFIRE. CROSSFIRE is a neonic. Alpine WSG is a neonic. If they stop working, I'm sure there'll be some new pesticide on the market that we'll start using then. But the fact is that as bed bugs, as cockroaches, as fleas, and other types of bugs start to develop resistance to chemicals, they come out with new chemicals to use on them. So, how do you dispose of leftover CROSSFIRE that's mixed? I don't. I use it. I always use it. I always use up all the CROSSFIRE I have. I don't ever have leftover. I use it all. I only mix what I need for the job. But if I needed to dispose of pesticides that I wasn't going to use, they have a disposal plan at the Department of Agriculture to where you can actually take your chemicals to them and they will bury them. It's a special landfill. They either bury or burn them. They dispose of them. So. But I use it up. I only mix what I'm going to use. I've been mixing chemicals, since I was 12 years old, and I'm pretty good at mixing what I need to use to do a job. Why has there been a resurgence of bed bugs, especially in Europe? Because pest control technicians don't practice preventative pest control. All right, so here's the thing. I do prevention. I push prevention. I sell prevention. That's what I sell in my business. When I go and I talk to people, like, all right, I did one today. I sold a preventative contract today. Let me tell you how I explained it to this lady. She has got a rental house in, it's a rental house, like an Airbnb kind of thing. Her guests, a couple months ago, brought bed bugs into her rental Airbnb. I went in there yesterday and I killed a whole lot of bed bugs. That's where these bed bugs came from. These little pets right here. See these little ones right here? Oh, look, he's moving. It's live in there. Anyway, that's where those bed bugs came from. Those bed bugs came from that house. And so I was talking to her today. I dealt with the Airbnb, the property manager person yesterday, but today I actually talked to the lady who owns the house. And I told her, I said, look, this is your investment. It's very expensive to spray for bed bugs. It just is. It's cheaper than a heat treatment, but it's still expensive. I said, what you need is you need preventative. I said, I've got houses. I've got Airbnbs I service that aren't her. I've got lake houses that I do, vacation homes, really nice vacation homes. I've got one that I've been servicing since I was 12 years old. 30 years I've worked for the same person for 30 years. And they've had bed bugs. They've had people bring bed bugs into their house and infest their house. And so I've gone in, but every time I've gone there to follow up on the bed bug work, the bed bugs are dead before I get there. Because I have a preventative pesticide down in the house already. So when the bed bugs get brought in, they don't have anywhere they can live that's hospitable to them, and they just die. That is why we have a resurgence of bed bugs, because Pest control wants to be lazy. They want to sell you something that they sell you a plan that convinces you that you need less and spend more money. Less service, more money. That's what they do. I practice monthly pest control. I don't do bi-monthly. I don't do quarterly. I do monthly pest control. I go out to a house every single month and I make sure there's constantly a pesticide down. So if bugs get in the house, they die. That roaches, bed bugs, fleas, spiders, ants, any bugs. If they get in the house, they die. It's a prevention. It's a preventative plan. So you don't have a problem. Because, I mean, why would you ever wash your clothes if they're just going to get dirty? Why would you wash your body? Why would you take a vitamin? Why would you take a daily supplement? Why would you take like a vitamin C or something? Let's say everybody in the house gets sick. Well, why are you taking vitamin C? Why don't you just get sick? You just go get sick anyway. Well, maybe not. If you prevent the sickness from coming because you take care of yourself, you practice proper diet, you get your vitamin C, maybe you won't get sick. It's a preventative thing. That's how pesticides should be. Pest control should be preventative. It works. It works better. It's cheaper too. It's cheaper. The lady I charged to go to her Airbnb, I'll tell you, I charged her $1,100. I charged her $1,100. I drove an hour and a half away from my house and I treated her house for $1,100. Okay? Do you know how much preventative pest control you can buy with $1,100? I charge her $68 a month for preventative pest control. That's a lot of pest control. That's a year. That's over a year. 2 years. That's like a year and several months of pest control. And she wouldn't have had bed bugs if she was doing prevention in the first place. So, I would rather people practice preventative and then I don't have to deal with bed bugs. I wouldn't have to deal with bed bugs. Before everybody started with this stupid IPM bullshit and going around and not doing their job, you know, which is preventative. That's what I am. I'm in a preventative service bracket. That's where I am. But people don't practice prevention like they should. And if they did, people wouldn't have bugs. That's my soapbox for you. Prevention, Alpine. I just use Alpine WSG for prevention. Sometimes CROSSFIRE. If it's somebody that works as like, I've got several houses that I do where the people are like a school teacher. I have a school teacher I do that I actually use CROSSFIRE as a preventative pesticide in his house because his students have bed bugs and he has brought them home from school before. So I treat his house preventatively with CROSSFIRE. Most of the houses I don't use that unless they are prone to bed bugs. Like if it was a traveling nurse, maybe like a hospice nurse or somebody that does a lot of like home and care type senior living stuff, or maybe someone who goes and takes care of maybe mentally handicapped people at home where they need them to be at home with them, you know, in their house. Those people I would usually use preventative as like CROSSFIRE or something like that. It's expensive, but it works. It works. And Alpine WSG always, I use that as a preventative pesticide all the time. It's really good. It's a good chemical. That's why I use it. But I've used, now as far as like preventing other types of bugs, I've used Fast Cap, Onslaught Fast Cap. That's really good to prevent like beetles and centipedes, millipedes, scorpions, spiders, stuff like that from getting inside. It's really good for that. What do you recommend to treat a car? CROSSFIRE is what I use. Does CROSSFIRE have an odor? Now, if you mix it and let it sit for a couple hours, it doesn't smell. But if you mix it and use it right away, CROSSFIRE stinks. So, Do ultrasonic pest repellers work on mice or spiders? No, they don't. Actually, ultrasonic things, like those little things you plug in the wall that make a sonic, they've been proven to never work on mice at all. Mice are not bothered by noises. So Gotta fix this for a minute. Got somebody spamming my Twitch because I dual stream on Twitch now. And I got somebody that's spamming my Twitch. So I have to go over there and I have to ban them, which is irritating. Very irritating. But I don't get very many people on Twitch. I'm actually going to start streaming on Twitch more regularly because I play games, and I thought I might once or twice a week stream there too. So if you guys aren't following already, you should. But oh, you don't have to. I'll always be on YouTube. YouTube's where I got started. YouTube's where I'll always be. YouTube is where I'm going to do primarily, like my Thursday night show, like this one that I do, is always going to be YouTube. But if I stream on Twitch, it's going to be one of those things where I like play a game or something, and I might answer people's questions if they have questions. But that's the only thing I would do. See, the thing about Twitch is I don't really know how to block people. If I click there, block. There we go. Block. If I click there, block. There we go. See, that's another thing. Twitch is like instant. There's no delay. So like if I'm talking to you, it's like I'm talking to you. But there's a little bit of a delay in YouTube. Like when people ask a question in YouTube, there's a delay in my answer because it takes me a little while to get the question because of the delay back and forth. It takes me a little while to get the question, and it takes you a while to hear the answer. So that's one of the problems with YouTube. But I like YouTube. I've been on YouTube for 8 years, and that's where I got started. That's where I'll always be. That's where my whole audience is, on YouTube. I've got like nearly 50,000 people on YouTube that watch me. So that's where I'm going to be. But Twitch is going to be something I do mainly just to play games and stuff, because I like to play games, but I also like pest control. So I thought, well, if I play Minecraft with my daughter or something, maybe I can get on and answer stuff about bugs too. CROSSFIRE, I know of some Canadians that have gotten CROSSFIRE. What I would recommend is hitting up my Discord. The link was posted a little bit ago by the bot. I have a night bot that posts the link. Let me see if I can pin this message. I'll pin that message. So that message is the Discord. And so you can click that message and you'll be able to go there and ask people there. I have Canadians in my Discord who have been able to get CROSSFIRE and have used it. So if you're Canadian or European, German, English, and you need to get CROSSFIRE, you should check that out. Let's see. I just found your channel today, and you've given me hope. My family in a different home has a severe infestation of roaches. Any recommendations? Yeah, actually, my video. Did you see my video on cockroaches? Because I do have a really good video. Let's see here. If I go, Let's look together and see if I can find it. See if I can find my roach video. I actually have a roach course. This is my channel. So while you're here, you should subscribe. And if you want like emotes in chat and ability to have access to my videos before everybody else, you can join. And there's different tiers to join. But I do have a course on, I think that's Udemy though, where my bedbug course is. And it's cheap. It's the cheapest as it's ever been on there. But anyway, if you go to videos and let's go here.
10.
And then you go to more. There is a course. The course for cockroaches is not here. Let's see. This is my bedbug course. I think, can you get to my other courses this way? I don't even know. See, it's cheap. It's only $13 right now on Udemy. That's my bedbug course. I don't know how to get, created by Jason Akers. There's me. And then if you go to my course, can you go to my courses? Let's see. Those are my course ratings. Oh, there's the cockroaches right here. Here's the cockroach course right here. And that one's only $12 right now. That one's on sale too. They're running a sale on that one too. See, I'm not in control of the sales, but that's for cockroaches. I'll post that in chat, and that's for roaches. There you go. But if you want to find the video for cockroaches, you just use this little search icon right here and search cockroach. And then how to get rid of German cockroaches right there. I'll copy that one and I'll give that one to you too. So there's the cockroach course. So you could go check that out. And I've got all the pesticides I use. In fact, if you go to that video and you scroll to, let's see, more. And then you go to my Amazon store right there. And if you scroll down here and let's see, cockroaches, there's cockroach control products right here. And there's all the stuff that I recommend for the control of cockroaches, including Alpine WSG and everything. So hopefully that'll help you. What do you recommend for fleas? Alpine. So my flea stuff, it's in here too somewhere. I think flea control right here. Now I use off to keep them off my pants when I'm treating for fleas, but there's Alpine right here too. There's Alpine. Well, hey, Jennifer, you're late. You're late. I was here on time. I was here 5 minutes early at 8:55. I've been streaming for an hour and a half, and you just now rolling up in here. Where have you been? Tristan, I have already told you that you don't use them both together. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you. I said earlier when you asked me about Shockwave and Crossfire, maybe you just missed my answer. But no, you don't use pesticide. You don't use pesticides with Crossfire. You use Crossfire by itself. What I would do is use the Crossfire by itself and see if it helps you with the roaches. Use it for the bed bugs. Treat for the bed bugs and see how things go. And then if you still have roaches in a few weeks, then I would treat with Shockwave. But don't treat with both of them at the same time. Crossfire is amazing. Thanks to Jason's advice, I haven't been bitten in 3 weeks. Termites. What do you want to know about termites, Carla? What do you do for termites? I use Taurus for termites. Not fleas, flies. It depends on the type of flies. So flies, there's several different types of flies you could have in your house. You could have bottle flies, you could have cluster flies, you could have just drain flies, fruit flies. There's lots of different flies, and there's different methods based on what type of fly you have. If you have cluster flies, you treat around all your windows and doors and entry points. They're coming from outside. If you have garbage flies, you treat around your trash cans, garbage receptacles, try to throw your trash away. See if there's any dead animals in the wall or in your ceiling or attics or somewhere like that. Get rid of them. And that's how you deal with, bottle flies, garbage flies. But when it comes to, fruit flies, you can make a fruit fly trap. Actually, let me see if Emma can bring me my fruit fly trap. I'll show you. Can Emma bring me the fruit fly trap? And I'll show you my fruit fly trap. But they're real easy to make. Do you think Google reviews for hotels is a good way to know if a hotel has a bedbug infestation? Yeah, I do. I use Google for everything. I'd use Google before I use Yelp. If you get super rich from YouTube, can you mentor me? I'm not going to get super rich from YouTube. I am not trying. I'm not trying to make money off YouTube. I am trying to help people using my knowledge to help people. Because I started YouTube 8 years ago. So the reason I started YouTube was because I needed to be able to have my business found by other people. So Google bought YouTube. I've been doing web design since I was 15. And I started with YouTube because I figured if I wanted my business to get shown, if I wanted people to see me or find me, know who I was, I thought the best way to advertise was to use a platform that Google just bought, which was YouTube. YouTube was just purchased by Google. And I figured if I posted a whole bunch of videos talking about myself, can you bring me the fruit fly trap? Be careful, don't drop it. So I started with YouTube because Google bought YouTube, and I figured, well, if I want my website to rank in Google, I'm going to start making YouTube videos. And Google's going to show people my YouTube videos because Google owns YouTube and they want to push their own advertising platform, right? So I just assumed that would be a really good way to advertise. And it really, really was. It worked really well for my website. But that's the reason I did it. But I didn't realize how many people I could help with my YouTube channel. And now that I've helped so many people, I just use it for that. I don't use it for any way but to help people. So this is my fruit fly trap. Okay? This is a ball jar. Y'all know what a ball jar is, right? See? A ball jar. And it's got a funnel, and it's sealed around the rim with packing tape. I don't know if you can tell that that's packing tape. It's got a horrible glare. But that's packing tape, like what you would seal up an Amazon box with or something. You see? And there's actually a fruit fly in there right now. You probably can't see it because the glare is so bad. You see him crawling around in there? I sit this beside... Now, that's wine. I poured it... Now, after I made this, I sealed this rim, and then I poured wine in the funnel. See? It's still got a little bit of a stain in there where I poured the wine in. And the reason you do that is because the flies will they'll smell the wine. They will go down and crawl on that paper, and they will go down inside that little teeny tiny hole in that funnel. And they're not smart enough to come back up the funnel. Instead, they go to the glass because they're attracted to the light. They go to the glass, they crawl up, and they can't get out because I've sealed it with paper. With tape. So they can't get out. If anything, they get stuck in that paper. They don't go anywhere. They're stuck. And there's dead fruit flies in this thing right now. There's a bunch. I caught over 30 fruit flies in less than, 2 hours in this trap. And so I just leave this sitting beside my bananas and my oranges. And the fruit flies go in it, and they don't fly around my house. And that is amazing. Yes, just a piece of printer paper. My printer is right here. That's my printer. So I grabbed a piece of paper out of that printer. I made a funnel like this. I trimmed it. I cut it around the top so it's not like sticking way up. And then I sealed it with regular packing tape. Now, Scotch tape really doesn't work. I've tried Scotch tape. It doesn't work. Packing tape works really good. Duct tape won't work because it's weird. It's the texture. But packing tape works really good. Just a regular packing tape like you pack up something to ship through USPS. Works really well. And it is fantastic. What kind of wine? I used Manischewitz because I'm Jewish. I just use I actually used blackberry wine. But any kind of wine will work. Any kind of wine. You can use apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar will work. But wine works better because it's more favorable for fruit flies. Those bed bug traps with sugar, yeast, and water don't work. That's just bullshit. They don't work. The residual on Alpine WSG is 60 days inside, 30 days outside. I'm being lighthearted now, but is John Goodman in Arachnophobia your first personal hero? No. My wife is my hero. It's going to sound cheesy, but it's true. When you go to a hotel, do you spray the room and go to Burger King or something so you don't have to worry about it? No, I don't. I go in. Actually, my wife and I were thinking about doing a road trip. I actually told her we should fly. I thought we would fly out to California or maybe Utah or somewhere like that, and then drive back home and just stay at cheap hotels all the way back home and film it and show you what I did go through in nasty hotels, and just show you how to deal with it if it's bed bugs or not. Can you mix CROSSFIRE with Alpine? No, you don't mix them together. You just use one or the other. I've used, in fact, my CROSSFIRE B&G right now, the one I use strictly for CROSSFIRE, used to be my Alpine B&G, but it's my CROSSFIRE B&G now. Those two chemicals they don't really mess with each other if you clean the one tank out and use CROSSFIRE in it, because CROSSFIRE and Alpine are both non-repellent, so they don't counteract each other. But I don't recommend it. I recommend having one tank for one and one tank for another. I have a tank for CROSSFIRE and I have a tank for Alpine. Those are the tanks I have. And I have a tank for my synthetic pyrethroids too. So I have 3 different B&Gs I use in my business. And Rory's got 2 because he doesn't do bed bug work. I do. So he's got Alpine and Onslaught is what he has in his tanks right now. That's what he uses. So, but I am going to head to bed. It's late. And it's 10:30. It's actually earlier than usual, but I've been on for over an hour and a half. And so I'm going to call it a night and go check. Sounds like the kids are giving my wife hell. And I did not put them to bed tonight because they weren't ready for bed. I got to bed. I got on here on time for once. And so they weren't in bed yet. But they're going to go to bed now.